So today we may need a strap, or you will need a strap. If you have a blanket, pillow, bolster, anything like that, we are going to have a really nice active rest at the end of practice. So we want to have that supported. So as many pillows, blankets, anything you can bring to your mat to make it more cozy, that will be good for you. All right. So our practice today is focused on uplifting and just kind of a lot of love for the entire body. So if you can make sure that your audio is muted, that would be awesome. Thank you, guys. So as always, we're going to listen to our body. If you are feeling some sort of a red light pain, something that doesn't feel like a natural progression of the stretch, or leaving the posture right away, going to a place that you can feel comfortable, and more importantly, focusing on the breath today. So if all that you do today is lay in a child's pose and listen to me babble, that's totally good, as long as you're breathing. But we do want to add a little bit of challenge into some of the postures, just trying to find a full expression of opening in through the heart space. So anything that you can do to pull the chest open, to spread across the collarbones, that's going to be our focus through the majority of our practice. So finding a seat, take some time to rock and shift your body so that you really find grounding in your sit bones. Relaxing the shoulders down and away from the ears. Allow the hands to just rest wherever they feel most comfortable. Take a couple of breaths in and out. And then slowly start to bring your chin down towards your chest. And just stay here. Let the back of the neck open. Let the shoulders open. And then bring your right ear towards your right shoulder. And then maybe if it feels okay, take your gaze down towards your lap or towards your forearm. And then come back through center, left ear towards the left shoulder. And then once we establish that stretch, taking the gaze down towards the forearm, if that feels okay.
Are you looking at the dog?
And then come back through center, full deep breath in. And a complete breath out. Inhale, take the arms, reach them up. Soften the shoulders down and away from your ears. Take your right hand down by your right side, lean up and over. So if this reaches too much, you can bring your hand down towards your head. Full breath in. Full breath out. Coming back through center, left hand down, right hand over. Full breath in and out. Coming back through center, take your left hand over and across the body, gentle twist towards that right side, maintaining a really tall spine. Maybe you start to drop your chin down towards your chest. Your inhale will bring you back through center, right hand over and across, left hand behind you. Sitting up tall to start, open through the front of the chest, and then drop the chin down if it feels okay.
Are you ready to help me? If you know that we're on.
On your inhale, bring yourself back through center and then make your way towards standing. From your standing position, open through the collarbones, relax the shoulders down and away from the ears. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Inhale, take the arms up and over. Just reach. Full breath in. Full breath out. Drop the right hand down your right side. Left hand sweeps up and over. Inhale back through center. Left hand down. Right hand up and over. Come back through center. So hips and shoulders are square towards the front. Taking the right hand over and across the body, left hand comes onto the low back, standing up nice and tall, keeping the shoulders and the hips square. Just take the upper shoulder and the head towards that left side. Your inhale will bring you back through center. Left hand reaches over and across. Right hand supports that low back, standing tall, and then twist through the upper part of the body. And then come back through center. Give the shoulders a nice roll forward and back. Taking a couple of deep breaths. And then from here, we're going to take our right hand, reach it behind your back. So maybe it just rests across the low back, or maybe the fingertips start to come up in between the shoulder blades. And then just pausing in a space here. So with our right arm tucked, we're going to bring our left ear towards the left shoulder. Come back through center, release the arm, give the shoulders a little roll. And then take the left arm, reach it behind the back, either across the low back or working the fingertips up in between the shoulder blades. Standing tall. Soften the shoulders, and then right ear towards the right shoulder. And then come back through center, release, roll the shoulders a couple of times. So from here, progressing to maybe what would be a reverse prayer behind the back or opposite elbows. So we're going to take the right hand behind the back again. If you have the mobility, we rotate so that the pinky edge of the hand comes in towards the spine.
She wants you to put your pinky.
Couple of deep breaths in and out.
Turning your wrist.
And then release. And then switch. Taking the left hand behind the back. Pinky edge of the finger maybe rotates in towards the spine. Pause. Full breath in and out. And then go ahead and release. Give the shoulders a good roll forward and back. And then from here, taking both hands behind the back. So maybe we're grabbing for opposite elbows or somewhere on the forearm. If it feels okay, maybe you start to think about reverse prayer behind the back. So maybe one hand comes there, and then maybe the other. So if you don't find the posture, if it doesn't work for you and you're in a modified version of the posture, be okay with that because it's not easy. And then wherever you are, drop your chin down towards your chest. So you're either pressing your palms into one another or reaching for forearms. Inhale, lift the chin. Exhale, bring it down. And then go ahead and release. Palm forward and back, roll the shoulders. Open and close, roll the wrists. And then back into that mountain position. So from your mountain position, establish that tall posture again. Hands come onto your hips, gaze is forward, so we've got a nice tall spine. Take a bend in the knees so that the bum starts to go back, and then fold to that halfway position. Pause in that halfway position. So we're engaging through the belly, engaging through the legs. And then on your next exhale, bend a little deeper and fold all the way forward. Let your head hang heavy. Full deep breath in and out. And then walk your hands out to a downward facing dog. So downward facing dog from your hands and feet. If that's not accessible today, you can come into a neutral tabletop position. That's the same as long as it's active. So wherever you are, pushing the floor away, opening through the upper back, full breath in, full breath out. From here, strong through both hands. And then if you're on your knees, we're going to take that right foot back. If you're in your downward facing dog, we're going to take that right leg up. You can roll the ankle, point and flex the toe. And then on your exhale, release it down. Find that firm foundation, full breath in and out. And then inhale, either from the knees and take the left foot back, or from your toes, three-legged downward dog. And again, point and flex the toe, roll the ankle. Deep breath in, full exhale, release it down. Either walking the feet towards the hands or the hands towards the feet. If you're in that neutral tabletop position, find a forward fold. Bending the knees, inhale, reach up. Exhale the hands to that hip. Fold forward halfway. Fold forward all the way. Downward facing dog or neutral tabletop position. Either from your knees or your toes, right leg lifts. Release it down. Left leg lifts. Release it down. Either walking your hands towards your feet or your feet towards your hands. Slowly bending the knees. Rise up. Few breaths here. Hands come down onto the hips. Exhale into that halfway spot. Fold all the way forward. Downward facing dog or neutral tabletop position. Right leg lifts. Left leg lifts. Back to your downward dog. Lower down. Knees apart. Child's pose. Full breath in. Complete exhale out. And then walk your hands up and over towards the top right corner of your mat and pull your hips down and back. So we should feel a good stretch through the left side of the body. Direct your breath to the tight spaces. And then up and over towards the top left corner of your mat. Sink your hips down and to the right. Coming back through center, full deep breath in. Complete exhale out. Then tuck your toes. Find a downward facing dog. Full breath in. Full breath out. Lower back down to your knees. And then make your way onto your belly. So if you have low back pain or doing any sort of activation in the back body, if that's a little bit tough for you, a good option is to put a blanket right beneath your belly. So if you are, the blanket supports the front side of the pelvis so that when you lift, the blanket has already started giving you a little bit of support. So maybe you try to see what that feels like and decide if you need it. So from our belly, we're going to keep the hands beneath the shoulders, and then we're going to pull the elbows back. So the gaze is forward. Start to lift your chin, lift your chest, press the tops of the feet into the ground. And then notice the muscles that start to activate. On your exhale, go ahead, release. Take a couple of breaths. Inhale, gentle press into the floor. Bum squeezes, legs come together. Active posture, look forward. On your exhale, release it down. Last time with this variation, inhale, lift the chin, lift the chest, squeeze everything together in the back body. Maybe so much so that your hands can also hover. Breathe. On your exhale, let it go. Now we're going to take our arms and reach them behind us. Palms will flip up. On your inhale, start to lift your chin, lift your chest. Activate the back body. Maybe lift the palms towards the ceiling. Breathe. On your exhale, release. Last one. Inhale, lift. Everything squeeze, tight, tight, tight. Feet point. On your exhale, release. Take your hands beneath the shoulders. Press yourself up and back to child's pose. Shift your weight forward, neutral tabletop position. And then move through cat and cow. Drop the belly, look up. Exhale, round in the spine. Pull the belly button in, tuck the chin in if it feels okay. Maybe even shift back slightly. And then drop the belly, flare the sit bones back, look up. And then making it more organic. So moving back and forth a little faster. Your own time, your own breath. Maybe start to incorporate some side to side. Couple more breath, couple more movements. And then one more time, walk your hands forward, elbows back, lower onto your belly. Take your hands behind you somewhere onto your low back. Maybe that's where you stay. You can rest your head. If you want to, bring it into more of an active posture, either binding the hands or maybe using your strap. Roll the shoulders back as you inhale, lift up and breathe. If you've got space, maybe the hands come off of the low back. Maybe you do a little rock side to side. On your exhale, release down. Full breath in. Complete breath out. Bend in your right knee, either using your strap or your hand. Grab a hold of your right foot. Pull the heel towards the bum. If you want to bring this into a bigger chest opener, you can flip your grip so that you're on the inside edge of the foot. You can use the left arm for a little bit of support and then kick back into that right foot. Smooth and steady breath. Releasing whichever variation you took. Come back down. Bend in the left knee. Reach back, either with your strap or your hand. Pull the heel towards the bum. If you want more, forearm supports you, kick into the foot. Full deep breath in. Full exhale out. Release your bind. Rest. Full breath into the upper back. Let the belly be heavy. Let the head be heavy. Now, option one, do the same thing that we just did. Bend the knee, reach back and grab the foot. Option two, coming into a deeper expression of the pose. So you want to make sure that the front of the pelvis is neutral and pressing down into your mat. You can take a bend with both knees. Option one, stay here and then maybe stack the elbows beneath your shoulders for a little bit of a active Sphinx pose. And if that feels good, maybe you stay there or maybe you progress to the full bind, grabbing a hold of the feet, squeezing through the midline. So you want to bring those knees and feet together. If that feels okay, start to press in through the feet, squeeze the bum, lift the chest. Breathe for 3, 2. On your exhale, let it go. Rest. Hands beneath your shoulders, child's pose. We want to stretch the arms away. We want to start to really open up through the side body. And then from here, coming into mounting heart or puppy dog pose. So we want to line the knees beneath the hips. Taking a couple of breaths here. And then once we've established that the midline feels supported, walk your hands about 8 inches further forward than where they were beneath the shoulders. And then sink your bum down and back. So you lift your tailbone, drop your chest. Full deep breath in and out. Help yourself out. Then walk your hands towards your body as you sit back to sitting on the knees. Take a couple of breaths here. So if sitting on the knees isn't too comfortable, don't worry about it because we won't be here too long. But if you do have sensitive knees, we may need them for our next posture. May need a blanket for our next posture. So from here, turning yourself so that you've got some space to move laterally, bringing yourself onto your knees. And then we'll bring our right foot out towards the right side. So option 1, the knee stays bent, the toes point away. And then we can kind of lean into this, feel a little bit of a stretch. Maybe you think about reaching the arm over and above. Option 2, gate pose, a little bit more of a challenging variation. You can fully extend the leg, either pointing the toes away from you or towards in front of you, whichever feels better on your leg. Hand below the knee, so we don't want any downward pressure on the knee. Reach up and over for gate pose. So it's an active reach, our left knee pressing in towards the ground to open through the hip flexor in the front of the leg. Your inhale will bring you back. Switch sides. So either bending in that knee, just find that deeper stretch. Maybe you're reaching, or finding your gate pose on this side. Maybe you take your gaze towards your fingertips. Come on back. One more time on the other side. So right leg out. If you chose the extended leg position, maybe you choose the bent knee position this time. It's a little bit of a different sensation either way. So from here, taking your side bend, maybe the elbow is resting if we're taking this variation, and then reach up and over. So our goal here is to keep that left hip open, that left side body open. Come back through center. And whatever you did on that side, do it on the other side. Full deep breath in. Complete exhale out. Come on back. Back to standing on the knees. Both of the knees beneath the hips. So we want to bring them to a place where you feel strong in the legs. So much so that you can gently start to press the pelvis forward. Maybe the hands are on the low back. Maybe you start to lift the gaze. So we're still pressing forward in through the belly and the pelvis, just creating the same sort of back bend that we did when we were on our stomach. Inhale, squeeze the legs together, core engaged, come back up. Exhale, lean forward. Inhale, strong legs, strong core, press the pelvis forward, whatever your back bend looks like. Maybe it's not big, maybe you're just practicing being strong through the front body. And then roll forward. Back up. A nice deep breath in and out. Option to do what we did in the first round, or if we want to explore something different, we'll come into a bit of a lean. So we want to make sure that we're still pressing the pelvis forward. Maybe the right hand starts to reach back. Maybe it reaches back far enough so that it can reach our heel. If that feels okay, maybe we take our left arm overhead for half camel. So wherever you are, you should be able to breathe through the posture. If you can't breathe, that means you've gone too far. So listen to your body. Rounding forward when we come back up, let the head come below the heart. And then last time, rise up, strong legs, strong torso. Maybe you're leaning back, maybe you're taking that left hand back. Maybe you're reaching the right hand. Focus on the breath. Strong legs, strong core, come back. Bring the head below the heart, round forward. And then from here, go ahead, rise back up. If you've got your blanket and you don't need it on your underneath your belly, maybe you just toss it to the side. We're going to come to thread the needle for the arms. So if you have a tight upper back, you may want to have a little bit of support at the top of your mat. Basically, what we're going to be doing is crossing the arms so that we can open up into the upper back. So lying down on our belly, take your left arm, reach it over and across to the right side of the mat, and then take your right arm and cross it over. So we should have a bit of an X, and then your choice, maybe the chin rests somewhere into the bicep, or maybe you have the space to tuck the chin a little bit more and maybe it's your forehead that's resting. And then wherever you are, you're relaxing. We're allowing this shape to gently open up through our upper back. There's no effort here other than breathing and staying still. Maybe once you start to settle in, a little rock from left to right might feel good. And that's probably a very small movement, especially if you're tight in the upper shoulders. And then if you've taken that option to rock, once again, find stillness. Full deep breath in and out. Lean towards your left side. Unwrap the arm. Bring it by your side. Lean to the right. Unwrap the left. And then choose an ear to rest. And then coming back through center. So opposite arm. I led with my left on the other side. If you did the same, then we're going right arm over and across, and then the left. Finding this shape on this side. So it may feel very different, especially if you've got issues in the shoulders. So adapt and adjust so that you can find as much of a peaceful posture as possible. Let the head rest heavy. And then maybe we welcome that side to side. And then find stillness again. Take a full deep breath in and out. Lean towards the right slightly. Take the left arm behind you. Lean towards the left. Take the right arm by your side. Let everything rest heavy. Opposite ear rests on your mat. Bring the chin back to neutral. Bring your hands beneath your shoulders. Shift yourself up towards neutral tabletop position. Once again, move yourself through a few of those cat and cow. And then from here, we'll cross the ankles or sweep the feet to the side, find a seat. So in our seated position, we're going to bring the soles of our feet together and the knees out wide. Use your arms to pull the heels in. So this is a seated variation of our posture. So we want to practice sitting up nice and tall. And it is very likely that your body is going to be different on one side versus the other, as you can probably see in my body. So in this space, we just want to relax, not try to force anything. And then from here, we're going to slide our feet out further. So essentially sliding them out almost as far forward as they can go so that you create a bit of a diamond shape here through the lap. And then inhale, lift and lengthen. On your exhale, lead with the chest, come forward and round in towards your forward fold here. So maybe one day the head rests somewhere near the feet. Maybe we're stacking our hands or using our elbows to support our head. Wherever you are, make sure that your head is supported and your neck is supported. And if that means that you're sitting up here, just slight tuck of the chin so that everything is in line. But if you have space to fully fold forward, go ahead and do that. You should feel stretches in multiple spaces in your body. So maybe you explore those stretches by a gentle rock side to side. And then finding stillness again. And then inhale, help yourself back up. Take a full deep breath in and out, and then come to your back. So when we come onto our back, we want to have our strap nice and close by, or your belt, or whatever you've decided to have today. If you do not have one of those, that's okay. I'll show you what to do without one. So we're going to bend in our knees, lower down onto our back body. Establish that good feeling in the low back. So if that means that you need a blanket beneath your low back, go ahead and put one there. We want to feel kind of a restful, passive feeling through the low back. And then once we have that, we're going to take the reclined version of our bound angle. Soles of the feet will come together, knees will open wide. And then you'll decide in your own body where the heels are going to go. Maybe they're going to be closer towards the pelvic area, or maybe they're going to be further away, more in that diamond shape. And then from here, to maintain the chest opening, maybe we take the arms towards a T, or maybe we take them in towards a cactus position. So we want to feel broad across the collarbones and broad from knee to knee, across the front of the hips. If you need support beneath the knees, you could use a rolled up blanket or a block. Full deep breath in and out. Using your hands if you need to help those knees back towards one another. Here's where our strap comes in. So grab a hold of your strap, bring it onto the sole of your right foot. So if you don't have a strap, you're welcome to hold on to your leg. And then from here, we're going to leave the left knee bent, and then gentle pulses, and just pull the leg towards the body. So you should feel the hamstrings stretch and activate. The more you press the sole of the foot away, the more active the hamstring will become. And if it feels okay, maybe you take your left leg and take the bend out of the knee. For those of you that may be able to reach your toes, you don't necessarily need the strap. That would be your progression. And then slowly we're going to start to take the leg out towards the side. So we want to bring the leg over and across. So you start to stretch through the inner thigh. And if you've got space, you want to bring your foot up towards your shoulder rather than letting it fall down towards the ground. So up towards the shoulder, not so much towards the ground. A full deep breath in and out. And again, if you had your toe, you would be pulling the toe up towards the shoulder. Then from here, over and across. And just enough so you start to feel a stretch through the back of the bum, the leg, maybe somewhere along the side, IT band. Maybe you start to take your gaze away from your leg to bring a little bit of a spinal twist. Full deep breath in and out. Come back through center. Bring your left foot to meet with your right, and then place your right foot down. Gentle pull. Maybe the right leg extends. Maybe you can find your toes. And then from here, starting to come out towards that left side. Bringing the leg up towards the shoulder. The idea behind this stretch is basically stretching the whole backside of the body, the whole lower half of the body. And then that takes tension out of your low back and out of your glutes. So we'll come back through center, over and across. And you don't have to come all the way down towards the ground. You should start to feel a stretch somewhere in the halfway spot. And then if your gaze goes away, you can take that full spinal twist. Full breath in and out. Come back through center. Release. We're all done with the strap. You can move it to the side. Take a bend in the knees. Hug both knees in towards your chest. Rock a little side to side. And then from here, maybe you grab the back of your legs to help yourself rock up to seated or find yourself in a seated position. We're going to extend the left leg long, bend in the right knee, and cross the right foot over top of the left leg. Sit up nice and tall. And then if it feels okay, we can wrap that left arm around and twist towards the right side. And if that still feels okay and you want to explore a little bit of a different variation, we could bend in this left knee, bring the heel towards the bum. So we have a bit of a different variation of a twist here. And then we'll unwind, come back through center, Extend the right leg. Bend in the left knee. Cross it over. Sit up tall, rotate. If that feels okay, maybe you also bend in that right foot. Full deep breath in and out. And then on your exhale, unwind, release. Give a little shimmy side to side with the legs. And then from here, we're going to just come into one final hip stretch before we come onto our back. And now this is double pigeon or fire log pose, so not always accessible to everybody, so a couple of different variations. We want to align the knee with the hip. The shin becomes parallel towards the short edge or towards the front of you. And then from here, option one, we can cross the right foot over top and the foot stays in front. Option two, we bring the foot on top of the knee. Now this is very easy for me and my body because I've practiced it a gazillion times. So don't, if your knee is up here or you're not able to get into this position, it's totally okay. You can come back down here. So if you have the position with the foot on top, maybe you practice sitting up tall. If you've got more space, maybe we think about folding forward. You want to create yourself into like a tiny little package, a little present. Maybe you round and roll in. And if you're saying, yeah, right, Jen, that's okay too. So wherever you are, just find your breath. And then inhale. Unwind. Other side. So lining the knee with the hip. Shin parallel in front of you. Option one, foot stays in front, kind of like a cross-legged position. Option two, foot comes on top of the knee. Maybe you're sitting. Maybe you're rounding and leaning forward. Rolling back up, uncrossing the legs. Do a little side to side sweeping motion. Maybe a bit of a hug of the knees. And then when you're ready, we'll settle in for our Shavasana. So we're going to do a supported Shavasana today if you can have them. So that means all of the pillows, the blankets, the props, anything that you have available. I am going to use a bolster and a rolled up blanket beneath my knees. So from this position, when you settle in, you want yourself to feel comfortable and supported. You want your chest to be a little bit open and lifted. So if there's an elevation that you can do by giving yourself that pillow behind your back, that's an awesome way to open the chest. And then taking time to find your position. So this should feel like the position before you sleep, or maybe when you're just getting ready to go to sleep. Or maybe for some of you, it is a meditation preparation position. Start with some deeper breath in and out. Finding life through the back of the neck. Allowing your legs and your feet to rest heavy. Allowing your shoulders to drop away from your ears. Softening the gaze, maybe closing your eyes. Unclenching any tension in your face or your jaw. Allowing the breath to be whatever feels soothing and natural. Giving your body permission to rest. It's done hard work. Now it's time to let that all be absorbed into the body, into the nervous system, and into the psyche. Relaxing the space between the fingers, and the space between the toes. And just feeling fully supported. Take a full, long inhale through the nose. Full exhale out the nose or the mouth. Inhale again fully. Exhale completely. Give your head a gentle rock from side to side. Maybe clearing the palate or swallowing and to relax any tension through the throat or the jaw. And then take time to find a reach or a stretch. And then choosing a side to roll to. From your side body, breathing in fully and exhaling completely. Once again, breathe in fully and release. So we should find ourselves in a seated position, a nice tall spine grounding through the sit bones. We can allow the hands to rest heavy on the knees of the lap, or you can bring them in through heart center. Taking a moment to honor yourself, your health, and your practice. Thank you for sharing that with me. Merry Christmas.
Namaste.